All right, they're asking us to find the sine of 15. Well, if we look at our unit circle, 15 is not on there, but 30 is. And so isn't this the same as sine of 30 over 2? What's 30 over 2? 15. So if I put as alpha equals 30, then I can use this formula to find the sine of 15. Now, first of all, where is 15 degrees in your unit circle? What quadrant is it in?
1.
Quadrant 1, so we know that it's going to be positive. That plus or minus, it just depends on where the angle is. So once you know where the angle is, you know if it's going to be positive or negative based on all students take calculus, right? So you know it's in quadrant 1, so it's going to be positive, so we don't have to worry about the sign. So we're going to do this. We're going to say if alpha is 30, then the sine of 15 equals plus 1 minus cosine of 30 over 2, all under the hood. Well, the cosine of 30 is root 3 over 2, correct? So it's going to be the square root of 1 minus root 3 over 2, all over 2. Okay, the top of that fraction has a 1 minus root 3 over 2. What we're going to do is find a common denominator. So this would be a 2, and this would be a 2. And because 2 over 2 is 1, right? So now we're going to have the square root of 2 minus root 3 over 2 all over 2, because we still have that 2 down here we have to deal with, right? Well, when you divide by 2, it's the same as multiplying by 1/2. All that's under the hood. So that's the square root of 2 minus root 3 over 4, the square root of 4. Well, what's the square root of 4? 2. So it's 2 minus root 3 under the hood over 2. Now let's see if that's true. Now we're looking for the cosine of 75, which also isn't in your unit circle, on your unit circle, right? But that's going to be the same thing as cosine of 150 over 2. So the cosine formula is what? Cosine of alpha over 2 is the square root of what?
1 plus cosine alpha over 2.
Like that? All right, so alpha now is the 150. So we're going to do cosine of 150 over 2, which is the same as 75, equals 1 plus the cosine of 150 over 2, all under the hood. So the cosine of 150 is minus root 3 over 2. So this is going to be 1 minus root 3 over 2, all over 2, all under the hood, which is the same as when you change it to a common denominator. That turns into 2 minus root 3 over 2, all over 2, all under the hood. Follow me? Which is 2 minus root 3 over 2 times 1/2, all over the under the hood, which is the square root of 2 minus root 3 over square root of 4, which is 2 minus root 3 over 2 under the hood. And that's your answer. We're going to check it on the calculator. So everybody find the cosine of 75 and get that ugly decimal. And then you're going to type in this carefully. 2 minus root 3, hit enter. Square root that, hit enter. And divide by 2 and hit enter. And you'll get to see it's the same ugly decimal. Go ahead and check it. So all that's under the hood. So 2 times 2 is square root of 4. All right. It was negative, but this was also negative, right? Over here, it was the formula is.
So it has to be plus.
No, the formula is plus, isn't it? Is the formula for cosine plus? Yeah. All right, then that works. Then minus root 3 over 2. That's right. So what is, did you get it? A decimal? 2 minus root 3, hit enter. Square root of that, hit enter. And then divide by 2. And now type in the cosine of 75, and you should get the same answer. The first thing you need to look at is that theta is in the first quadrant, right? But 2 theta might not be, because when you multiply an angle in the first quadrant by 2, it could stay in the first quadrant, like 30 times 2 is 60. They're both in the first quadrant, right? But 60 times 2 is 120, so the answer is going to be in the second quadrant, right? But you just let the math take you there and don't worry about the signs. Just watch your signs and don't make a mistake. So I'm going to draw the theta here, and it's got a 4 and a 5. And when you find your third side, that's going to be a 3. Nope, that is incorrect. This is a 4 because they gave you the cosine is 4/5, right? So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and this guy is a 3 when you do the Pythagorean theorem. I want everybody to look at your formula sheet. Sine of 2 theta, there's only one formula for sine of 2 theta, and that is 2 sine of theta cosine of theta. Cosine of 2 theta, there's 3 choices, and you can pick your poison. I don't care which one you pick. You're going to get the same answer no matter what, okay? So in order to find the sine of 2 theta, and I'll show you how to do this in a minute, how to check it in a minute, you're going to do the cosine of theta is 4/5 because they told it to you. The sine of theta is 3/5, and you're going to put that in the formula. So cosine of 2 theta is 2 times 3/5 times 4/5, which is 24 over 25, and it looks like it's going to be positive. So if the cosine of theta is 4/5, what button do you push on your calculator to find theta? Second cosine of 4/5 equals theta. Go ahead and do that for me.
Yep.
Second cosine of 4/5. So what is theta? Huh? 987. You just keep it on there. Do not round these, okay? Leave that on your calculator. So if theta is that, what is 2 theta? Multiply it by 2.
This is 72.
It's more than that.
73.739.
And it keeps going. Don't round that either. Now, you want to find the sine of 2 theta. So hit sine of second answer and give me your decimal.
Would we do second sine of second?
No, you want to find the sine of this angle here.
Yeah.
Sine of that angle. And that's 0.9 what?
6.
Keep going.
That's it.
96?
Yeah.
What is 24 over 25?
0.96.
Then you got it right. The formula we can use here, we can use any one of the 3. So cosine squared of theta minus sine squared of theta. Okay? What that means is the cosine of theta squared minus the sine of theta squared. So let's see what that is. So we have cosine of theta is 4/5 squared minus 3/5 squared, which is 16 over 25 minus 9 over 25. You can put it in your calculator, which is 7 over 25. Got it? Now you can, on your calculator, put the cosine of this guy. Remember that guy we got before? Find the cosine of him, and then type in 7 over 25, and you should have the same ugly decimal. All of you check it so you can practice checking these.